I'm Dr. Kemi Olunloyo. I'm going to do this show as professional as I can, okay? And what I mean is as professional as I can. I'm going to do this show as if I'm sitting in front of Baltimore police or Toronto police or any of the police departments I've worked with. And I'm going to do it as if I'm sitting on Johns Hopkins Hospital, world-class Johns Hopkins, where I was the outpatient director for pharmacy of the addiction center in my 30s. Very professional, so you can understand what's going on. And I'm going to do it in 10th grade language, which is the language that journalists are supposed to use in America. 10th grade language is primary 5, which is GSS 2. So that means a student in GSS 2 must be able to understand what I said and what I'm about to say right now. So you can bring your kids into it. The message is this: say no to drugs. The message is this: say no to drugs. End drug abuse. Stop using drugs. Okay? The message for the Nigerian government, and President Tinubu has not spoken about MohBad. He doesn't have to. He's gone to the United Nations thing. He's come back. He's running around, certificate, this, that. But this is the stuff I left Nigeria for. The government has refused to hire the right people in the right parastatals. I tweeted in May 29th, 13 tweets. 13 tweets. Or as you say, 13. I tweeted 13 things. Okay? Abdullah Yusuf, you can't do that on my live. No, anybody's not, anybody cannot, interrupt me. I tweeted 13 things on May 29th when Tinubu was, sworn in. That he needs to dissolve NAFDAC and the entire board. And that it's all full of corruption. 13 things. And then, 2 months later, a very dark black man came out, attacking everybody making cream, lotion, and everything because of no NAFDAC numbers. There is corruption in NAFDAC. So in a way, I can say NAFDAC killed MohBad. Do you guys remember at the beginning of this case what I said? I said a source from a hospital contacted me. As a popular journalist that you are, Kemi Olunloyo, MohBad was brought in here dead, and he had drugs in his system. He had opiates in his system. Did I or did I not say it, people? Okay? Unique Party, you said that my investigation doesn't hold value. I won in this case, but there are no winners. MohBad is dead. From the beginning of this case, did I not say that a hospital contacted me and told me that there were opiates in his system and he was already dead? I said it. After I said it, another nurse showed up saying that Juju killed him. I gave him this injection, he was not responding. I gave him this, he was not responding. It was like Juju. We were trying to treat him for malaria. Remember the nurse that went live, the quack nurse? She's the one that killed him. I said this stuff and you didn't listen. Let me just basically brief you on what killed MohBad. His death certificate is going to read a drug interaction countercoupled by a drug overdose. That's what CPO said on the press conference. Did you see the picture that he showed of MohBad's hand and the Jeep? This is why the 3 men inside the car were crying and they were sad. Those 3 guys in the car are actually now not complicit. Ade West and the 2. Naramali and Sam, whatever his name, Larry, they're not complicit to his death. But they're going to investigate them on the bullying side. Those guys are going to go and bring their heavy lawyers, and it would not even carry water. Because Oro Timothy saw Lati Joy Funi Lo Shele. Listen. I'm so glad I've not written their articles in the US paper, because I told those ones today they will be written on the weekend, so now I can read it first. First, I want to thank all my fans, those of you that come here to come and believe in my work. Cubana Chief Priest, Zlatan, Bella Schmurder, everybody, 26 witnesses, they have all spoken to police. All the time I was shouting their names, go to police, they went eventually. So Bereka promoter, they went eventually. This is a story that haunts me so bad because it happened in my family. Kunle Olunloyo, my cousin in America, that was on the streets with some drug dealers in Chicago in the 80s. Those drug dealers, 2 of them, the police wanted to arrest them. And the brother was telling me that he had nothing to do with the drugs. It was just on the street. They were all chilling on the street. Okay, but the police wanted to arrest one of the drug dealers. So everybody entered the car and they started speeding and they left. As they were speeding, the police was speeding behind them. They did not stop for the police, so they crashed. When they brought everybody out of the car, Kunle was unconscious. When Kunle was rushed to the hospital, okay, they had handcuffs on him and all the others. They took the handcuffs off and they had to rush him into emergency surgery. The police already arrested all of them, but even though they're in the hospital, there will be a police officer outside the door. When they started the surgery for Kunle Olunloyo, my cousin, the anesthesiologist walked in and administered an anesthesia so they can begin the surgery right away. It was an emergency. He went to overcome my cousin with anesthesia. It was too much. He measured it wrong and he killed my cousin. Kunle died. Kunle's wife, Brenda, Oyibo lady, sued the hospital, won $6 million. This happened in the 80s. And the doctor was removed, license removed. This is what happened to MohBad. MohBad was on drugs. Molio, tramadol. There was a cocktail of drugs, which is consistent to what the Perez source told me. The Perez source did not say, I'm calling from Perez. Or Agumbiade, everybody please that you are sending me stars. God bless you. I thank you. Those of you that are sending me 1,000, thank you. Somebody just sent me 200,000 from a Nigerian restaurant. Thank you. Okay? Somebody just sent me $50. Thank you. This money allows me to come back here and give you the facts. The person that called me and said to me on that day that this young man had drugs in his system, I said, what about his heart function? He said, he's already dead. Probably had something that had to do with his heart, but it was drugs, so it could have been a drug overdose. That's what I said, but I was attacked. On the night of the concert, as they were leaving the concert, do you know how an artist feels? They're hyped up, they're hyper. MohBad had no shirt on. The jeep that they hired to take MohBad to the event and back was now getting ready to leave the concert venue. Whoa, that CP, Lagos State CP, he's an excellent guy. The kind of press conference I saw today, you wouldn't even know it's Nigeria. A Canadian journalist watched it with me. When they got to the concert, when they finished the concert and they were leaving, the fans were there, they wanted to see MohBad. They were happy to see MohBad because of what MohBad has been through with Malian music and all the wahala. So the fans went all to around Jeep here. The fans went to troop around the Jeep, wanted to get a glimpse of MohBad. What MohBad was going to do was stand inside the Jeep with the sunroof off and be waving to the fans. The area boys blocked them. You know area boys, if you don't give them money, they won't let you go. So the area boys blocked them. The fans were around. The whole Jeep was surrounded. Prime Boy, the one they arrested, was now telling him, no, don't go up there. Don't go up there. It's dangerous. You don't know. Anyone can shoot him. Get down. Don't do that thing that you stand on the thing. In the process, he was hyper and he was incoherent. The drugs, the molly, the tramadol, all the drugs in his system, he was hyped up. A lot of artists have to use drugs to perform. And we keep telling them this. You don't need it to perform. So these drugs were. He was high. So he was so angry at Prime Boy, he punched Prime Boy. So that one was trying to contain him, but to contain him, he had to punch him back. Do you understand when you are punching a police officer? How do you think the police officer is going to respond to you? This is a police officer that doesn't have gun. How does a police officer that doesn't have gun respond to someone punching them? He will not have to punch the person back and subdue them. That was what Prime Boy was doing. In the process of subduing MohBad, because he was high on drugs, they were trying to protect him, he now punched Prime Boy, missing Prime Boy, and punching the jeep. The picture was bad. His fist, this right here, punched right through the jeep. So, ibiti window ti lọ sí ara mọ́tò. You know where the window, when you wind down the car, you don't have anything, but you have the body of the car. You know where you wind down the car that the window now becomes the metal of the car? That is where he punched in. So there was glass fragments in his hand and metal fragments from the car. The owner of the jeep said he will pay for it when the driver called that one to say they've damaged the car. The injury was too much. So they now carried him home. The hand was bleeding. Throughout the night of the 10th, after the concert, remember what I said in my investigation? Where are you bringing MohBad from? Remember those boys in the car, they never spoke. They never spoke. Very Dark Black Man did a good job, but they were talking to police already. Okay? Put that DNA thing aside for a second. There's a DNA test, but let's talk about MohBad. Because the case has changed. It's not a justice for MohBad case anymore. It's something else now. So, MohBad's hand was bleeding. No, you have to see the pictures, honestly. Somebody should post it. You know, Nigerian media, very daft. CPO will put the picture like this, be showing everybody. Some of them would have snapped it, but somebody's supposed to say, put it on the table so that we can all come and snap after. Let's hope we see it online. I'm thinking the Sahara boys that were there will do that for us. But at the end of the day, by the 11th, the hand kept bleeding. MohBad was told by his family and his wife, everybody, to go to the hospital. He refused. He did not want to go to the hospital. What was in the hospital that kept MohBad from going to the hospital? Do you know what it was? Do you guys know what it was? The drugs in his system. The hospital would have detected it. And if the hospital detected the drugs in his system, he could be arrested again. He doesn't want to be arrested by the NDLEA. He doesn't need all that. Don't you understand? Some things when you go into the hospital, they documented right away. That's why MohBad did not want to go to the hospital. The hand kept bleeding. On the morning of the second day, early hours of the 12th, MohBad's hand was infected. We have metal, we have glass inside this. And it was getting very painful. The pain was too much. So, MohBad has a nurse that treats him privately. Okay? Some nurses do what they call private duty. And if you know private duty in America is big money for the nurses, even in the UK. Okay? Wumi tried to take him to the hospital, but he declined. You guys understand what I'm talking about. There was drugs in the system. Hospital, detect. The minute they take your urine, you will see that you're on drugs. Before you know it, everybody knows you're on drugs, and they will name the drugs that they find in the system. Ultimately, we go to the police. Ultimately, the owner of the jeep will sue for his jeep, and then they will say he's on drugs. And do you not see what I'm saying? I'm only telling you what was on the press conference, and I believe it 100%. I don't know what Prime Boy said in all his interview. But whatever he said, I'm now going to go and watch his interview again. Now, guys, I only watched one segment. There's like 4. Because CVC was releasing it small by small. Now, people, there's a lot of people in here. There's a lot of media in here. I'm seeing them in here. Now, a lot of people have to speak out in the coming days, and they're medical professionals in Nigeria. Okay, some of them will be calling me now to come on their live space and everything. So basically, what happened to MohBad? The second day, they called Fumi, MohBad's private nurse. Fumi was not available. She was not even in town. So a person by the name of Ayobami Sodiq, they call his name Spending. I think that's what I heard to my head. Spending, as you're spending money. Spending, a friend of MohBad. Okay. Spending now said, let me get my own nurse. That's when they call Feyi Shayo Ogedengbe. Look at this person. This person said, I've analyzed it 3 times and it's different. Of course, it's different. We've had a police, whatever. If you don't know how the media works, fuck off. Guys, listen to me. I have to go out and I have a delivery coming. And Daddy Freeze needs me in 2 hours. I can't waste my time here. If you don't want me to finish this, let me go to Twitter, please. Twitter people are educated. Space. Oh yeah, take a vote. Do you want me to finish? Or I should just go to Spaces? Do you want me to finish? Yes or no? I don't have time. Even Iyabo Joe is messaging. Let me see. Rush you to the hospital. By the time they want to give you one drug, nobody knows you have smoked and you have swallowed this. You will not have reaction to that one. That's what happened. Remember what I said about my cousin? My cousin was even like hanging with drug dealers on the streets, and he didn't know they were known drug dealers. Maybe he knew, I don't know, but they were all fleeing from the police. Accident, they entered emergency room, and anesthesia overcame him. So that's what it is. The big thing there is don't do drugs. So, the NDLA is also complicit. They said they will investigate the video. If anything happens to me, blame Naira Marley and Naira Music. And also the drink they gave him at the NDLA rehab center. NDLA will respond to that and they'll be discharged. Sam, Larry and Naira Marley, they will look into the bullying things. But they've already said they have nothing to do with the actual cause of death. They will release them. Also, Sam Larry and Naira Marley, they'll be monitored by the Nigerian Immigration Service for their entry, for their going out and coming in. And the things that those ones said they went into the country when he died, immigration said they're going to, check that to make sure they're not lying. At the end of the day, they all have lawyers. So they're not complicit. Prime Boy, his interview was useless, but he's now implicated himself because now you don't want those things to be seen. You'll be online forever. Everywhere you go, they'll use it against you. You won't be able to get a job. You won't be able to get... People say, oh, you are Prime Boy. No, I saw your interview on TVC. Where in interview. Sure you understand. So, unfortunately, the lady should have been given that injection in a clinical setting, and she was not authorized to give the injection in the house. Sure you understand? She would have been protected if she was giving it inside the hospital where she worked, because there would be an RN, a registered nurse, who's supervising it. But she was in somebody's house. She wanted quick money. Wumi, I don't know what to say about Wumi. She's a very bad wife. Your husband said he doesn't want to go to hospital, so you kept him at home. Exp0s hospital. What were infected. Anyway, Ebony will see the hand. Iyabo Joe and Tonto will probably see the body.